Everybody, is Doom here from Dungeons and Biscuits. I can't even speak English today. These are some more of the Fass Punx that I made, and that's just like the Red Mist and some thug from somebody, and I don't know who that is. I think it was something, I can't remember. And some skull chick. And I'm just going to paint them up in neon colors real quick and get something going here so that we can have a nice gang to face off. So I want to use bright colors because they're illegal. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm gloving it. So this tidal wave blue is kind of bright, and I think it'll look nice on some of these people. So I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to paint this guy's like outfit in the Red Mist's outfit in this neon blue, like he's wearing a bodysuit with a belt on it, is my plan. And I'm not going to hit his gloves or his cape. At least I'm going to try not to. Okay. Something like that. We'll set him off to the side, and we'll use blue on somebody else. For example, maybe this guy's pants. We don't want to repeat with the same colors too much. We don't want them to look matching, but we do want them to look exciting and energetic and vibrant. We want them to look like they don't care about the no color law, that they dress how they want, just to show that they are criminals. And I bet you if they were up in the Overcity, they probably wouldn't be so bold, but down in the underbelly, in the hanging ghettos, they can do what they want. All right, so there's plenty of blue there. Let me get a pair of scissors and snip some cloth to use, a piece of an old t-shirt to use as a wiper. I don't like putting a whole t-shirt up here because it takes up too much space when I just need something little to dry stuff. All right, so the next color I'm going to try to use a bright green. So I have the Shamrock Green. I do like this a lot. It's very vibrant. My son's using this on Space Marines right now, and it looks good. So I think I'm going to do her jacket thingy, whatever this is that she's wearing with it. Oh. Didn't want to get that on the legs, but I did. I had to come back and fix those up or use a darker color maybe. Either one of those is a good option. She's got some gloves there. Try not to get the gloves. Those elbow length gloves, which are great if you're getting anodized metal out of a vat of acid. They're not great if you're going for comfort. That'll work for now. And then we're going to get this dude and use the same green on him somewhere. And I think what we're going to do with his green is do it. He's wearing a kind of a bodysuit. We don't want it to all be green like her whole thing. So we're going to do his boots in the green, just so we can use these colors multiple places and save time on color changing. I think an orange jumpsuit on this dude would be great. Okay. Changing out colors. Let's go back to this guy and find a good color for his shirt. And I'm thinking something purpley. This is called Hive Dweller Purple. Let's try it. Now this shirt was obviously supposed to be like an A-cut, like a wife beater, but I'm bringing it all the way up onto his neck and making it look like this shirt has a collar. And I'm bringing the shirt colors all the way out to look like, instead of look like an A-cut, to be more like a muscle shirt cut. Hope I can pull that off. Okay. Have you ever had someone you strongly disliked many years ago somehow infiltrate your social circle through someone else? And it seems completely like harmless, but you can't help but feel like they did it. That's where I'm at right now. A guy that I strongly disliked as a child. I would even go as far as to admit I did kind of bully him in ways, because he would yell things like, "Hey, F you" to me from a distance and stuff. And then, of course, I would chase him down and thump him. But now he has somehow become part of a thing where he's dating my best friend's sister after all these years. And I feel like he's intentionally trying to penetrate and infiltrate my social circle, and I do not like it. I'm going to use this Fire Giant Orange for that dude's jumpsuit. Very juicy orange. I don't know if you're allowed to describe colors of paint as juicy. Seems a little bit like you're not allowed to do that. So he's got some cool shoulder pads. We're going to ignore those with the orange. And we're going to muscle shirt this too, instead of showing his exposed flesh back there. I'm not sure if I want to do the collar or not yet. I think I do want to do the collar in orange. And I think I want to do the top flattest part of the shoulder pads in the orange too. hitting some of the larger surfaces first. And then I'm going to come around and do the trim edges and stuff because I don't want to mess up and make extra work of having to come back and clean up. This dude looks kind of like a Saiyan or something. And you try to hold, speaking of the guy who I accuse of possibly trying to infiltrate my social circle, you try not to hold grudges against people. You try to tell yourself, hey, I have to learn to forgive people and to be compassionate and good to humans, and animals, obviously, more so. But then, it's hard to let stuff go. And you try to tell yourself, hey, I got to, train myself to not dwell on things, but some people just leave such a profound impact on your life that to see them in any light besides the light that you know them in is difficult. And that's where I'm at. Like, I want to forgive the guy, but I don't like him still. I don't like his attitude. I don't like his personality. I just don't like the guy. And I just don't want to ever have to deal with him. And I don't want him dating my buddy's sister. I've known her since she was a kid. Well, we were all kids, but I've known her since she was tiny, and I just don't think this guy is good news for her. I think she can do way better. The only income he has is working snotty crap jobs when he feels like it and living off of his deceased parents' wealth, which irks me to shit. All right, now we're going to use Grim Black to do some of the darker stuff around some of these people. I really like the Grim Black from Speed Paint. I think it's one of the better, more versatile kind of colors. And it's really good for hiding stuff. So I got green on her legs, so I'm just going to do her legs and boots in black. I'm going to do her utility belt thing in black. I'm going to be real careful not to touch that green because there's no going back. The amount of coats and drying I would have to do to cover up a mistake here would be kind of a pain. And I'd probably just leave it because this isn't about making perfect miniatures. This is about getting stuff on the tabletop. Now, there's some chest there that doesn't really have a plan. I'm going to color that in black, and then I'll come back and do her skull in something like neon. So let's get her neck and her chest in black. Then I'm going to do her gloves in yellow. So this guy's got some stuff that needs to be darkened up. We're going to do his belt. We're just going to be real careful and drag that around. Catch his belt. This guy's got some really pronounced butt cheeks. We'll do his shoes in black. I think that'll look nice. Okay. We'll have to come back and look at other parts of him because I'm not sure how I want to handle that. This dude here, we're going to do his belt. And his hair. This dude, where's his black at? I don't think he has much in the way of black. I think we're going to do his gloves in like an actual metallic gold. Okay. Let's go back and start on this guy because he's probably the most dry everywhere. Let's get a skin tone for him. So for his skin tone, I'm going to use Crusader skin. Something like that. Need a little bit more in that arm crack there. There we go. And we'll do maybe this guy in Crusader skin too. And that's all his flesh that's showing. All right. We'll do this fella's skin in hardened leather. No, I don't know if I want to do hardened leather. Let's do warrior skin. What I really like about warrior skin is you can actually build this up in layers to create tons of different pigments of skin tone that look good. You can go with the thinnest level here, just do it real thin, or you can really darken this up and get a lot out of it. It's just very versatile as far as some of the other colors go. I feel like this build-up on this color in its application is phenomenal, and I feel like some of the other ones just don't have that same, you know. It's an odd sculpt. I mean, it's working well for what I'm trying to accomplish, but in general, this is not a very good sculpt. But I just need an easily disposable punk bad guy here, wearing some obnoxious colors, and this fella's going to do his job well. And the fact that he's got 2 pistols, he's a dual wielder. I'll come back and do his sunglasses with a small brush in a bit. And I'll come back and darken up his hair too. This fellow was blonde initially, but I don't know what I'm going to do his hair as now. Her skull, I do want to do something obnoxious, so I'm going to use this familiar pink. And I'm going to have to do 2 coats to get the color I want out of it. So I have to do it and then let it dry and come back and do it again. I see a touch-up I need to do on her shoulder, or on her collar. So I'm going to grab my green while it's still damp, drag that up and clean that up. It looks like I have to do it on both sides a little bit. That's okay. Okay, gloves. I want to do her gloves in yellow. I know that for sure. I'm going to need some more tape. Yellow, 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 yellow. There we go. Why am I shaking it? I have a tool just for this. I need to do a touch up there on her sleeve with green that I just missed, and that's okay. We'll hit that real quick. Okay. Sweet. Where else can I use yellow? Well, I can do this guy's shoulder pads in yellow probably. Not bad. That could work. And let's see. This guy's headband could be yellow, or his do-rag or whatever. That'd look nice, maybe. Okay. What are we going to do with this dude? Let's find a color for his cape, and I think that color is going to be red. Bright red. It's going to look kind of superhero-y. I have this spot on my finger where hot glue was stuck there, and I pulled it off. I'm not going to lie, it wasn't bothering me when I did it yesterday, but it's kind of irritating me now. Yeah, I should put some Neosporin or some dirt or something on there. Nice. We're able to save it. He looks just like a superhero now. Not a very good one. And we need something for the boots and gloves for him. And I'm thinking that we can find something. Something obnoxious. I don't know. I just don't know. Purple alchemy. It looks pink. I could be wrong though. That is absolutely hideous. Okay, there's a little bit of touch-up work with the blue to do. Just for a real little bit. And I need a little bit of black touch-up work up on this hair. There. So I think I want to use that pink color on Homeboy's hair too, in that orange jumpsuit. But first, let's get her pink head hit with a second coat to make that very, very vibrant. Okay, and then we'll get that weird magenta color there and do this guy's hair. Looks all right. Let's get in here with some metallics. I have two speed paint metallics that I like both of very much. One is this broadsword silver, which I just love, and the other is called hoplite gold, and I do like it too. So this guy on his chest has a little medallion thing. I'm just going to hit that with that silver real quick. I'm going to do the guns, all their guns with this metallic broadsword silver. Wait to come back and do his glasses yet. Sweet. Sunglasses for this dude. And we're going to try to use that gold to do those. And we're going to do a little bit of touch-up stuff around all of them with the metallics after that. Oh crap, that did not go how I wanted it to. Okay, we're going to get gold and do a little bit of work on his belt buckle there. I don't think it's very noticeable. We're going to get the silver and do his belt buckle. And there's a little thing on his chest here we're going to do. Wipe that off, get the gold. We're going to do a little bit of work on her belt. Just like that. And I think that's all we really need to do on anybody. I think they're all pretty decent for that. I usually don't put my fractional brushes in water. This is just water with Dawn in it. Now for the bases. We're going to do this real simple. We're going to get some metallic brown. We're going to get some water. You could just mix copper and brown paint if you don't have metallic brown, honestly. Or Or you can mix a gold and a dark brown. Or you could just outright use a copper, and that'd be nice. And you could really just leave the base like that when it dries too. It wouldn't be terrible. Maybe throw a black wash on it. All right, so using that same cardboard, I'm not even washing my brush. I'm going to get some of this chocolate bar. It's just a brownish red. It's very watery. I'm going to get my water, mix it in there, and I'm going to spread it around on these bases in a couple spots. I'm going to mix any kind of white. This is ivory. I'm just going to get a little teeny bit of that. Oh, that's way more than I wanted. I'm going to take a little bit of that metallic brown, a little bit of that red, and a little bit of that white. And I'm going to mix a disgusting new color. And I'm going to touch around the base in some spots, kind of lining up on some of that brown I already put and blending that together a little bit. Just getting the really wet spots of it, kind of dragging that in through there. Now we're going to hit him with the air gun. Get a silver color, any color will work. I'm using the shining silver. And just get a small synthetic brush to work with this. That shining silver is probably going to have a lot bigger of a contrast than I'm thinking. And then just kind of get this on your brush real lightly, almost like a dry brush. Come around and hit some of the plates and the rivets and the other crap on your base. If you watched my first video of how to paint one of these guys up, I showed how I do my bases for these, and they're just cardstock and little gem things. All right. Now we need black paint, and we'll be done. We have 2 jobs to do with this black paint. First job is to go around the outside and create that imaginary border where the world ends and fantasy begins. I do like these wooden little discs from, I got them from like a generic Connect 4 from Five Below. I do like them because they're kind of elevated and big, and they're noticeable, and they add a little bit of like center of mass weight to the miniature for sure, which is nice. But just in general, I do like these a lot. They're pretty big, so if you wanted to conceal a magnet in there, you could probably drill a hole in there quite easily to do that. Uh-oh. Lady Doom is yelling at the 2 smallest Doom boys. Wish I had a daughter. I had 4 sons. Love all my boys. I thought it would be nice to have a daughter. Someone told me, I think it was my dad or somebody told me that that having a daughter is a true test of how good of a father you are, because it requires a different type of patience. Because little boys will break all your shit, and little girls will break your soul. So, a true test of how good you can be as a father will be measured more adequately with a daughter. That's what he, or here, who I think it was my dad, maybe it was my uncle. Somebody told me that. All right, so now we're going to get this, and we're going to water this down significantly and make a kind of grimy muck. We're going to come in here and muck up this base. And since he's the gang leader, I'm going to do his with a little bit more muck. Just playing. Has nothing to do with his leadership ability. Just has to do with where he was standing when this miniature was sculpted. And the thinner you make this, the different layers of grime you're going to get. All right, so let's take a look at what we got. Let's bring the camera back down. So here's the rest of the Fass Punx. Oh, this isn't working at all. Can you see them? They're bright colored and obnoxious and fun. This guy's a little boring though. Let's do one more thing with this fella. I had that ivory paint out already, so we're going to use that since I have a big splash of it. Let's decorate his shirt up a little bit. Something like that goes a long way. There we go. Let's get the tips of his boots with that silver. Just like that. And that adds a ton to that model right there. Now this guy's shirt's kind of boring. So we're going to go in the back and make a silver F. And a silver P. Fass Punx. I need to do around his base again real quick with the black. Apparently I made a mistake somewhere. Looks like I didn't even do it. Maybe I just missed his. Okay. Nice. All right. So if you like what I'm doing on the channel here, that's 15 minutes of your life you can never get back. If you don't like it, I don't know. Either way, it's 15 minutes you can never get back. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and leave a comment. Those are all things that please the algorithmics, the masterful beings who have taken over our world and created a religion we are forced to follow. And share this with your homies. If I didn't say that, I probably did. I don't think anybody really can share because it just seems kind of pointless. Just be like, dude, check this video out. And if they're subscribed, they're going to be able to check it out because it's easy to find it if you're subscribed. But either way, you can type in Dungeons and Doomsday. In the not Discord, in the description, there's a link to the Discord and to the website, and there's a discount code for 25% off your first months of Dungeon Swag Minis. So by all means, check that out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.